Hello. I am currently and very messily mixing up my gouache so that it's rehydrated. So, I hope you've been well. Today, maybe I'll move on to this one. Today, I had the inclination to start painting again. And immediately that negative self-talk came in, and then guilt on how I should finish this project and that project before I started anything else, and how I was just that negative self-talk, because I've been kind of in a weird place lately. Kind of feel like a floating boat, just figuring out where I'm going and what I'm doing with it, you know? Anyways, so that negative self-talk happened, and I was feeling guilty because I wasn't doing as much on my iPad as I had thought I would, because, you know, creativity ebbs and flows, and, you know, sometimes we need a break from one thing so that we can come back and do better. Well, I'm just in that weird break phase with most of the stuff that I usually do, and I was like, I just really want to paint all of a sudden, out of nowhere. And so I got my paints out, and I just did that immediate, you're not good enough, you can never commit. You know, how often do we talk to ourselves like that? We need that space, we need that quiet, we need to allow ourselves that time of rest and rejuvenation and letting our minds wander and, you know, just being us for a second before we can go back and do something, you know, maybe that either inspires someone else or that really inspires us. But it's okay to do fun things just for the sake of being fun, you know? I think of doing other things when I think of it for other people, not for myself, because I think we're nicer to other people sometimes, especially artists, than we are ourselves. We can see the beauty in others' artworks, but the minute we finish our own, we're just critical. Anyways, but I think of creativity, if I think of it, you know, for other people, as something that, you know, like with any exercise, you need time to go and train, you know, do something else. Like, I'm not a weightlifter, but lifting weights might help me have more stamina. It comes to my weaving. It's not something, I'm not going to become a weightlifter because I want more weaving stamina, but going and taking that time to lift weights, you know, could help another practice. Having a painting practice that I return to, even though I'm not a painter. I love to paint, but I don't think of myself as a painter. You know, it influences other things, like the colors that I choose when I dye yarn, or the textures that I put together when I make a bat to spin, or, you know, the colors that I gravitate towards when I'm taking portraits or photos. You know, painting kind of lets me see the small details and the colors and the, you know, it relaxes me. Even just this, preparing my paints after having left them for so long, is just very soothing and kind of funny. Has an awful sound. Sounds so squishy, and of course that sound would come from this ochre. But that ochre. But our brains, you know, need that stretch to let them think of something else. You know, a lot of the times when I have like a writer's block in between, you know, in the middle of a project, and I just really want to stay in that project and I don't want to do anything else, I'll clean my house just because it's a change of scenery. And sometimes we kind of need that creatively, you know, to do something different, to switch it up. And then we can come back with a fresh pair of eyes and maybe a little bit more peace from allowing yourselves to relax a little bit. But that negative voice in our heads can stop us from doing stuff that will in the end prove very helpful. You know? I think a lot of the time that self-sabotaging artist thing, we're almost taught as artists and creative people that we have to suffer for our art. And I think a large part of why we make art is to cope with suffering of any kind, ours, in the world, you know, currently, past. But I don't think that we should make ourselves suffer for our art. I think we should give ourselves some grace. Let ourselves be human and embrace it. There's so much, there's so much beauty in the fact that we need to explore and understand different things. I'm not great at painting, but I love exploring different forms and colors and textures and experiment with how to put them on paper and how to make sense of them in a different way, you know, than I would in another medium. You know, I love poetry and trying to paint pictures with words, and then, you know, going back and trying to paint pictures with paint. I'm better with words, on paper anyways. I tend to fumble my spoken word. Yeah. Are you letting yourself explore things? Do you do that? Do you stop yourself and try and guilt yourself out of, you know, something that you have an inclination, that sudden urge to do? Tell yourself that it's not worth it, it's pointless, you know, I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna be good enough, I'll never be good enough, and you don't even give yourself a chance to just have fun with it. You might love it, you may hate it, but, you know, isn't it worth finding out? Isn't it worth seeing what possibly we could learn from painting that picture, or from, you know, exploring that new medium? We might learn that medium's not for us, but we might also learn that we have a knack for it, or we like the way that the paint moves around the canvas. We like how thick it is, we like how thin it is, and how watery and magical. You know, if you don't try, if you don't let yourself explore, you might miss out on something amazing. Even if that something amazing is just a little bit of fun. Don't ever underestimate the power of fun. It's worth it. Have some fun. Have some healthy fun. Be yourself. Enjoy your life. There's so much that it's hard to deal with. Why can't we just play? We'll come back out. Get out of my white pink. I guess my white's gonna be a pale, pale, pale pink. Oh well. So I want to encourage you to tell that mean voice, if he comes out or she comes out, to be quiet. You're busy. And playing and exploring your beautiful world. And that even if it doesn't have any productive value, you're going to keep on playing and enjoying this life that you've been given, because you're important and you're wonderful, and the world's better because you're in it. Grab paint or sing a song or cling on your piano. Play. Enjoy yourself and have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.